Hello, everyone, and welcome to our collaboration, 1CALCOLAB with Gina from Knitting Turnpike and Barb from Knotty Yarnies. We're happy that you're here with us. So we have with us today, we have Elise, Asa, Robin, Quilty Crocheter, and looks like that's it for right now. I did have problems doing the other live that was scheduled. It was scheduled, but when I tried to go live, it just said it was connecting and it wouldn't connect. So I had to do a quick think of creating a new live for us today, and we just had Carrie join us. That's great.
Yeah. I'm just noticing, sorry to interrupt you, Lorraine. I'm just noticing that I'm in on the other live, and
you were, yes,
on my iPad. So there's people actually in there still waiting for us. So I'm just going to type to them to tell them to join us over here.
Okay, perfect. I did type that in. I know Ais was there, so she came over. Yeah, I did type it, but I guess some people didn't notice it.
No, I didn't even.
So
I didn't take it that way. So
okay. So yeah, while Barb's doing that, I will show you. I did almost finish my. I'm just going to change this so you can see. Here we go. So this is the front and the back sewn together. I still have to sew up my side seams.
Wow.
But I've noticed it's not quite long enough. So I do have more yarn left over, so I am going to add to the bottom. I'm just going to pick up from the bottom stitches and just crochet at the bottom.
That looks amazing.
Thanks. There we go.
I can't see any of the comments, you guys. So just FYI, if there's something that I need to answer, if you could clue me in. I'm on my phone, so I can't see anything. So I'm flying blind today.
Okay. Barb, you have your iPad going as well, right?
Yeah, and I'm hoping 3 people that were on the other one that I haven't seen here yet. So I'm really hoping that they read my message and understood what I had mentioned to come on over to here.
Right.
I'm going to try to put my other laptop on, but I don't want any feedback. So if it does, I won't use it.
Okay.
Let's see what we got here.
Okay, so I'll just read some of these comments we have here. So Elise was early. She didn't want to miss it. That's great. Glad you're here with us. Ais said hi. Elise said hi to Ais. Oh, pardon me, Asa. Robin said she's crocheting while she was waiting. Okay. And so is Elise. Quilty Crocheter said good afternoon to everyone. Elise has a tangle in her yarn. That's not nice.
Oh, no.
I've spent hours trying to untangle some yarn sometimes. Okay. Asa just finished the back. Great for you, Asa. And she's waiting for more yarn to come in the mail. Well,
totally understand that.
You have lots of time to get it done, so that's good. Carrie said she's on time today. Okay, Robin ordered some more yarn because she doesn't want to play yarn chicken. Hope Mahoney's here. Great. Hi, Hope. Welcome to our live. Teresa Burke said it was very pretty. Thank you. Distinctive Crochet says, hi, ladies. Welcome. Okay. Robin said, looking good. Asa loves the color of my tank. Thank you. I combined 2 yarns together. The Cotton Fair cream color with the trellis or ladder yarn from Burnett.
It looks nice.
My husband even thought so. So that's quite a compliment coming from him. He doesn't make too many comments on my stuff. Okay. And Asa is knitting while she's waiting. I have a knitting test pattern that I have to start. I have to go out tomorrow and pick up some needles for that. So I'll be knitting as well. Okay. Cynthia's crochet and more. Good afternoon. Hope you're feeling better. And Cynthia, don't worry, you're late. We had to switch lives at the last minute, so glad you're here. Okay. Gina, how is yours coming along?
Okay, for mine, I'm the slow one. I'm proud to be the slow one. This is me kind of getting all the cobwebs off of my head about crochet because I've kind of forgotten a few things. But I'll see if I can show this well with my phone. Forgive me. If you can't see it, let me know. I'll adjust. I'm not good with this phone. So I have almost finished the back. Let's see if you guys can see. There's this. Just a big old square.
Great.
Kind of a big old square right now. I have about this much yarn. Where's my camera? There. Of this left of this skein. And I was thinking, if I'm going to stop here, this might be good to leave to help seam it up. But I haven't decided yet if this is where I'm going to stop. This is 24 inches long. I like my things a little long and kind of baggy. I might make it a little bit longer. I haven't decided, but I was thinking about the neck of it. You know, I saw Cynthia's on Facebook, how she scooped the back of her neck. I really like that. So I've been trying to think if maybe I want to add a little bit more to the top. Actually, this is the neck part, the top, where you can see my little stitch markers where I count.
Right.
And thinking about maybe doing that. I haven't decided yet, but I did get, like I said, 24 inches of this. It kind of comes down past my waist a few inches, but I'm still thinking about adding a little bit more. I don't know yet. So that's where I'm at. And I think my goal for this next week is to finish this and start the front and start looking at the neck instructions, because that's kind of what is kind of making me a little nervous. And also my question to you guys, the experts, if I finish this off just like this, to finish it off, do you just pull the loop through and you're done? Or do you have to do anything special to finish this top edge off for this to be considered done?
No, just pull it through. Pull it through
Okay.
your last crochet stitch. Yeah.
Okay.
And just
So
leave a
much
tail.
easier than knitting.
What's that?
So much easier than knitting, where you have so many to cast off. There's just one.
That's cool. Okay. I was wondering if I needed to go back and like make a finished edge, but it's just going to be seamed to the front. So I wasn't sure. I will say this, my edges are not exactly even, but I mean, they're a little wonky, but I'm trying not to worry about that too much, because like here, it looks like it's a little bit, let me see if I can show it better, like a little blippy right here. I'm just thinking I'm going to seam that to the front, so I'm not trying to let it go and not rip back and redo it and rip back and redo it, because I was doing that a little bit I think I started like 10 times.
Right.
But it's, since it's going to be seamed and not seen, I'm trying to just like, it's not quite as important. I mean, it's not like I don't have a triangle. I have a rectangle shape. So I'm trying not to worry about those edges as much. Do you think that's okay? Or what do you guys think?
Sure. For sure.
Okay.
Because like I said,
think it
when
looks
you
gorgeous.
seam it's not as noticeable,
Okay.
or
You
not
have to
noticeable
realize,
at all.
this is my first wearable. So that's why I'm like asking all the questions. And hopefully, I'm sure there are other people, maybe this is their first wearable too, but I just want it to look somewhat good. And so I do want to wear this. I don't want it to be something I make it looks bad. So.
Yeah. No, it looks good to me. Yeah, and I think we do have some beginner crocheters here. So we have had some more people join.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go back up here. Okay, so we have, okay.
I will say this, if I can just say something real quick. I didn't hold my thing up. I'm impressed. I mean, I'm looking at these people in Facebook, and some people have started a second top, a third top. I mean, Lorraine, I know you're working on your second top, and you guys blow my mind that you guys are so fast and getting it done so quickly. I mean, I'm so impressed. I hope I can become that fast. You guys are making some beautiful tops too. It's, like I said, the scoop neck inspired me. I'm seeing more, mine's just one color, but I love the look of the like what you're doing with the two yarns. I've seen people that have like a gradient yarn or some striped yarns. Like Barb, your yarn is beautiful as well with the different colors. It's really fun for me to see everybody's different make of this one pattern and how different each top can look. So I'm enjoying that a lot. So thank you for letting me say that real quick. Sorry.
And Mary Alice is using a crochet thread, which looks really nice. She has red, white, and blue that she's using together, and that looks awesome. Okay, so we've had Charlene from Charlene's Crochet Corner join us. And my shoulder is coming along. I have a partial tear in one of the tendons, so I guess that's going to be a long haul to get that fixed. So
who said that?
Charlene from Charlene's Crochet Corner.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's my shoulder. She asked me how my shoulder was.
Oh, okay. I knew about that.
Issues. Yeah.
Okay.
Carrie Alfieri. Hope I said that right. She's almost done the back. Asa thinks her yarn will come this week. And she says, but she has lots of knitting to do while she's waiting. So that's nice. Okay. Okay. Mimi joined us. Hi, Mimi. And I like the way that your the colorway is showing up on your top. She posted picture on the Facebook group. Okay. Asa is doing a knit test as well. Okay. Culture Crocheter says hi to Kathy. Distinctive Crochet has joined us. That's Priscilla, I believe. Julie Woolly Knits. Okay.
Looks like Joe has joined us as well. The Garden State Gardener is here.
Oh, I missed the live on Sunday. It's like, I don't know where my mind was, but I missed his live on Sunday and realized it yesterday. Okay. Ditmer Knittery is here. Hi, Beth. Okay. Robin S. needs to add a couple of inches to the back.
Okay.
Cynthia Crochet and Maura May asked if, says, Gina, did you get the comment and email? Just a tail. Okay. Mimi started the front and has to wait for more yarn to come so she can finish it. Well, like I said, we did have the extended length of time for our crochet along. So then that covers any unforeseen issues that come up like that.
Mhm.
Okay. Charlene says, I like my stuff about 28 inches long, so I know what you mean, Gina. I prefer to come over past my hips myself. Okay. Carrie says, it looks great, Gina.
Oh.
Julie Woolley says, mine was wonky too, Gina, but once sewn, it was fine.
Okay.
I think it looks that way because you do the double crochet or the chain 2, and then you crochet into that stitch. So on that end, you've got that little bit of extra bulk.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was wondering, here's a question for you guys. And I'd still want to see Barb's. We haven't really looked at Barb's yet, but do you guys block like the back before you try to sew these together? Do you like soak them and like let them, kind of stretch them out to make them like in knitting, how you block something out? Do you do that before you seam them together or no?
For me, I block wool and I would steam block acrylic if it's not laying flat. Like if you're having trouble, I did an Afghan not long ago and it was cupping because it was a circle and then turned into a square. So I had to steam block it, but I don't, as long as it fits side by side and I could stitch it up, I'm okay without steam blocking it till the end. But I just steam block. I don't know what Lorraine does, but that's what I do anyway.
No, that's good to know.
I normally wait till after I sew it together and block it.
Okay.
Because I try to match up my sizes to the same, so. Okay, so we've had a couple more people. So where are we here? Okay. Teresa Burke says, looking good, Gina. Finished my back days ago and doing chainless foundation for the front now. I tried the chainless foundation. I still can't get the hang of it. Charlene says hi to Mimi. What's that, Barb?
We have a question from Mimi asking, how do you know where to make the neck? I'm not at that point, but Lorraine, you've already made one, so maybe you could answer her question.
Okay, so on the pattern, I believe it states that you start that at the armpit, but I did a few more rows extra. I think I did like 5 rows up, and then I started to do my neck. So depending on how low you want your neckline to go, mind you, when you do the trim, you have an extra inch or so. So it's just where you feel that you need to start it. But I would say anywhere after where you put your stitch marker for your armhole. Okay, I hope that answered your question. Okay. Gina, did you have something to say?
I do. I'm not there. I have not done it. So this is how I'm reading it. I'm just kind of reading it, but it also says that you could try, like, this is what I was going to do just because it says this, like I was going to try to make these the same length. So it said you want to start like maybe 1/2 to 1 inch lower than where you would have the front finished off as a good target for the neck. Is what I read. So, and then that's kind of where she starts doing the neck part. So you have so instead of being the same length as the back, you just start at before you have like 1 to 1/2 inch left. And then is that about right, Lorraine? You think, is that kind of go with what you did?
Well, you add at least an inch for
approximately
an inch or so for your neckline for where you want it finished. So you just have to figure out when you're, my name is in the way and I'm going the wrong way, where you got, if you want your neckline to come at like where mine is now. Okay, then you just figure out an inch or so below, lower than that, to where to start. So just, if you take your back piece, hold it up to your shoulders, and then figure out how many inches down that you want your neckline to go, and then measure up from the bottom, and then that's where you would start your neckline.
That's a good idea. That's a good tip. It looks like, let's see. Go ahead.
Teresa Burke is also, it's also her first wearable. And as well as Robin. Oh, I'm frozen.
Oh, your chat just must be frozen.
No,
you're not frozen.
No,
like
my arrow for to move the chat.
Oh,
and it's
no,
it's stuck there. I'm at where Charlene says, "Oh, poo, her phone is dying. She has to go charge her phone."
Well, that's a ways.
Yeah,
quite a way back.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not moving. Oh well. Barb, if you can keep an eye on the chat then.
I can help. I have my laptop. I just don't want it to feed back on us.
Right.
Barb, do you want to show us what you've done? Have you shown?
Sure.
I mean, do you want to?
So
I don't think we've seen your top.
Everyone's memory.
Oh, I can't even make you big, Barb. That sucks.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. Nobody wants to see this big.
No, we do.
The baby. I'll come as close as I can. Now, which side's the camera? The baby, softly baby colors. And that's the colorway of Yellow Rainbow. And it's very bright.
Beautiful.
It's actually more true to color back here than it is as I go forward. It's a number 3 weight yarn. And my last podcast I did last week, I asked people some, I'm having trouble with mine. I'm a little behind too, and because I also do testing for other designers. So right now I'm testing another crochet top, and I'm also testing a doll as well that I kind of just took on again today. And I had my own cows going on as well. So I thought I had 4 balls of this, and I actually turned out I only have 3. So maybe anybody that used I'm doing around an extra large size, so it's a little bit roomy for me. But my balls are only, so I have 930 yards. And I guess that's not going to be enough, because I'll tell you why. I did the first section. So which is that? The back that you do first?
Yes.
I didn't even.
If you follow the pattern.
No, I just kind of looked over, and I'm not good when there's that many words. So I'm just like, I do my own thing. So I did the back then, and here is.
Oh, beautiful.
So my problem is, guys, that it would be a crop top on me. Like right here, it's going to my belly button. So there's no way that's just too short for me. I don't, but this is one whole ball plus a little bit out of my second ball. And then I stopped and went, oh, I better make sure I have that 4th ball, which of course, as I said, I only had 3, so I didn't. So I stopped. I'm about 6 rows into the back, and I put that aside. Okay. And I'm on using my third ball now because I want to match it up to the back part. So I've got my front started now, and I left, like I said, about 3/4 of the ball for the back so that I can lengthen it if needed. So what I'm really envisioning is some ribbing on the bottom. I've had some people make some suggestions. I'll tell you what those were after. So what I'm hoping I get the sleeve part out of it. So the sleeve part, from what I think I remember, is 7 rows of decrease rows. Is that correct? About right on each side? Okay, so I'm hoping I will have enough to finish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to match it to the back, going to do the shoulder part. I'm going to try. And then I'm going to join on the bottom and add rows on the bottom until I run out of yarn to match both sides. But I'm going to weigh it. So I know I'll be on to my last ball that's already attached. So what I will do there is weigh it, put it in half, and then half and half. And then I think I will do the ribbing maybe in another color. And I want to add on to the sleeves. So I'll match that. And I might add around the neck also in that color to kind of bring that color so it doesn't look as like unintentional. And yeah, my question was, if I kind of run out before I get to those decrease parts, has anybody ever seen a shirt or sweater that ends here and then maybe the decreases are in a totally different color there? And if so, I don't want to say weird, but I like funky, so it wouldn't be off-putting if that was never seen before either, because I like to go outside of the box. But if so, would I put that matching color with the sleeves and the trim, or would I do a third different color, or would it be just too much because of the colors? And also, which colors would everybody use? I know, Lorraine, you said brown. This is a red color that's in the yellow. This here is a really bright red, and this is a really like tealy blue. So it would be really hard to match exactly unless I'm going to dye my own yarn, which, you know, I just did this weekend all weekend anyway, but I don't know. So just looking for everybody's input. I see people are commenting what they think. So I will read back on those after and take everybody's information into consideration. So I'm using a 4mm hook, and yeah, I messed up the first one on the back. So people, I mean, if you make a boo-boo, go with it, because I made a mistake on the bottom. I didn't count I always have trouble on the third row in, and I end up putting an extra stitch. So I started off with 92 and I had 93, just wrote the note down for my front piece to make sure I put that 93rd stitch in there, which I did, so they'll match up wonderfully. Gina, I had a question for you. You were mentioning, saying it didn't look wonky at all to us, yours along the edge. Are you doing double crochet stitch, or are you doing half double crochet, or?
Double crochet.
Are you chaining 2 or 3? 2. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So it keeps a cleaner line. I think that's why yours, like, I think it looks nice and clean as well.
I think I'm just not counting every row. So I might get off 1 or 2, and I just, instead of ripping it, I'm kind of going with it. So as long as like I'm not like a triangle shape, as long as it's sort of rectangular, I'm going to go with it, you know? So it's, because I've ripped, I did the start, like I said, 10 times, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I got to get this going sometime. So I'm just, you know, kind of winging it a little bit, but I probably should count my rows every time, but I'm a little bit lazy on that part, and I probably get off a little bit. That's probably what's happening.
Have you tried using stitch markers on there?
Yes.
beginning stitch and your end stitch?
No, I just put them like every 30 rows or 30 stitch 30. I put like a stitch marker, but I still have trouble with it. I'm not used to it. I got to get back used to it again. I think, I don't know. Maybe I'm not good at it anymore. I don't know.
It's like a bicycle. like a bicycle, you have to keep practicing.
For sure. It's been a few years, but it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
I'm just not as good as I used to be, or what I remembered me being, but I may not have been good back then either. Oh,
You're silly.
I know, I really am. I'm a 5-year-old trapped in a 50-something-year-old body. I like the idea of adding the second color, like you said, Barb. I didn't get a chance to say that, but I think it's a really good idea. I mean, I would not have probably come up with that. I probably would have just said, start over with, different yarn, but that's really smart. I like that.
I just don't, I just really don't have the time to do it, to come up with, like, I would want to have, I would like to be able to do 2 of them and do one short sleeve and one long sleeve, but we'll see how, you kind of know when you're doing it that it's like I'm loving this. I love the look of it right now, but if I say I was to join another color, I would know right away if it was not, I was not totally in love with it, because I would not want to be working on it. I would put it aside in my timeout basket and I would be working on other things, and almost feel like when you don't like a job and you don't want to go in for the day, how that goes. That's how I think I feel when I'm not wanting to work on a project for some reason. Either I don't like the pattern, or I'm struggling with it, or I'm not in love with the color, because I will know right away. So I just have to remember that in my own brain that, oh, I put that aside, and it's probably because of the color, which is stupid because you could just tear that part out. That's what's great about crochet versus knitting, is because you can easily frog out what you had did and not lose everything off the needles. Like you can I know I've knitted for a long time, but I've never frogged something and then try to attach the needles back in. I know that's a process, but with crochet, it's so much easier. So I'll just have to keep that in mind if I'm not working on it, and go, come on, Kate, choose another color, because obviously you didn't care for that color combo or something. So there's a lot of suggestions in here, and what I may do is get to that point, try to get to that point for next live, or even put it in our group in Facebook and get everybody to put all the yarns on my back piece and say, okay, everybody taking a vote. Which one do you think?
There are some really good comments here. I mean, I'm seeing people saying, I think somebody said, even Quilty Crocheter, she said Jeanne even did a shirt where the top of the shirt is another color. So that could be, something to look for. That's a nice comment.
Color blocking. I think that is to just do certain one color, and then you have something else.
What about doing one shoulder, one color, one the other? Is that too funky for everybody?
Depends on what you like.
Exactly. It's your top,
Yeah, you have to like it in order to wear it.
That's
definitely
true.
It's one of a kind.
Yeah.
Oh man, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to ask Lorraine if we had very many entries this week.
We had 14, I think, that posted before the 17th, which was the cutoff. I still had people that I could not verify, so I ended up drawing like the 3rd time in order to get an actual winner. And I don't know if that winner is here, because I can't scroll down for the comments. But
We can check for you.
yeah. Well, you don't know who the winner is, though.
Yeah, I was going to say we can't.
That's true.
You'll have to announce it, and then they'll probably be going yay, yay before we have a chance.
Yeah.
I predict the winner is. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We've been on here for 35 minutes. I'll wait another 10 minutes and then I'll announce.
Okay, let's see. Do we have any other questions then? I have a lot of great comments though, trying to help me out with my counts and encouraging me, telling me I'm doing great. Thank you guys. I mean, I appreciate that. That's very nice.
I gotta turn the fan on, guys.
Let's see.
Sorry if my dog barks.
I can show the back of my second top here.
Aww. Aww. Is he hung in the yarn?
No.
What's that? Oh, that dog. I missed that.
Uh-oh.
I think he was hung in the yarn. Uh-oh, I think she might be a little, there we go.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Boy, what a bunch of technical difficulties today. My arrow is still froze. Oh.
Let me see if I can.
I have Barb again, but I can't change it.
Why don't you remove her from the that one that's there. If you go over it, can you remove that and then add her again? Or
I can't, my arrow is stuck. My arrow's not moving.
Why don't you exit out and come back in? I can talk until you do that, and maybe that'll reset everything, and then maybe you can add Barb.
I think that works.
All right, let's see if we can do this. You guys get me for a few minutes on my phone. So let's see.
Okay, I'm going to try this and come back in, hopefully. Well, that's not even working. It sucks because I don't even know. I'm not even going to be able to end the broadcast.
Yeah, don't end the broadcast because then that'll cut everybody off.
No,
I was just thinking it. Okay.
I'm saying though, if nothing's working, I can't even escape out.
Oh.
I'm going to try to power down, which
your
means
computer?
I have to turn off my computer.
Okay.
Hopefully I can come back. Okay. If not, you guys are, it's up to you guys.
Well, I don't have a Barb, so it's just up to me, I think. Barb's frozen on my computer.
Barb's froze, and I can't add her. She's there, but on the bottom, but I can't add her.
Okay. We'll try to come back because we need to know who won.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. All right. You guys are kind of stuck with me. Let's see if we can do this. I'm going to try to move my thing so I can read my thing. Let's see what you guys have been saying. We haven't really been following the chat very well, but we do appreciate all your comments. I will go back and take a look at all of this, and I know Barb does and Lorraine. We all take a look at all these comments, so that means the world to us that you would do that, and all the information that you're giving, the tips, and even posting in Facebook is so helpful. It's helpful to me because, like I said, this is my first wearable, and I need all the help I can get, and I'm seeing so many beautiful tops being made. Yes, I see Barb now. Hi. I think Lorraine said she was coming.
Yay.
All right. We have a frozen Barb over there, but hey, I don't mind
Yeah.
having 2 Barbs.
You can see my puppy. Sorry,
Okay, there we
guys.
go.
What happens here is in Ontario, they're doing like homeschooling. So everybody's on the internet. So it kind of cuts up once out every hour or something. I'm hearing feedback my own voice. I'm not sure if it's. I wasn't hearing that earlier. I wonder why.
Okay. So we did have Ingrid also joined our live. Thanks, Ingrid. Welcome. And Chris Campbell, I think it is. Welcome. Okay, so everyone who is, that's not what I want. Okay. Everyone who is in the live, I did not see our actual winner. So our winner for this live, for the first giveaway, is Brianna H. Okay, so congratulations, Brianna. If you can send me an email at chatelaine_makes@hotmail.com, and it will be in the description box below. Are you all right, Gina?
I was doing my pom-poms, but I didn't have pom-poms. I was just shaking the yarn. Sorry, I was trying to be, 5 years old again.
I think Brianna's probably at work. I don't personally know Brianna, but I got this T-shirt for my birthday from her. She sent it to me.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, Barb had a birthday since we've last met. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday week.
Barb's joined the 50 plus group.
Such a youngin'.
Yeah. I'm in the 60 plus myself, so yeah. You're only as old as you feel.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sometimes that's pretty old.
Yeah.
I'm usually a gym person, so I'm in the gym like 3 to 4 hours a day, but we're on stay-home order, so no gym time.
Barb, Chris said happy birthday to you. So did Joe from Garden State Gardener.
Thank
Great
you,
channel.
everyone.
Anybody who likes gardening, go check out Joe. He has a giveaway every Sunday for free seeds.
Wow. Don't send me any seeds, Joe. I would probably kill them. I do not have a green thumb, unfortunately.
I only do when it's with yarn. Is that considered a green thumb?
I admire people who can do that. I mean, my grandmother could do that, but I did not get that gene at all. Do we have any more questions from anybody? I think we've been kind of answering when we didn't have technical difficulties.
I think we've been having a little feedback since I went off and back on.
Are you still hearing feedback?
Oh,
I'm hearing feedback.
That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted.
Too.
All right.
Bev says feedback.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
We're learning.
Ingrid said they're all patiently waiting, crocheting, and enjoying each other's conversation. So do not worry. We are just here. Hugs and kisses.
Oh, that's nice. I think the other question I had, there's my camera. Was something that Mimi mentioned was about the neck. So, trying to think, I had 3 questions. I think I asked all of them. So, did either of you guys have any tips for this next section? I'm going to be starting the top this week, the front of it. And oh, there was one other thing I wanted to ask you guys. And I wasn't really great. I started out like marking my rows down, but I know I didn't do a good job of it. So do I need to know the row count, like go back and try to count all of these for making the top, or is it just good enough to make something the same size?
You can measure with the measuring tape.
Okay.
Okay. And that's how I did mine. Plus matched up the top front to the back.
Okay.
Because
good deal.
I started with the row counter and then did a whole bunch of rows and forgot to mark the row counter. So yeah, had to go by the inches and match up the front to the back.
Okay, well, I got that, so that'll be good.
I would suggest actually putting them side by side when you think you're done, when you measure with the measuring tape, and match row for row, because when you go to seam it, you're going to want to seam it, and you will see that on the side. So just kind of, you can keep track of the peaks and the valleys. Like, you know, sorry about my nails. I didn't get a chance to do my nails, but yeah. Sorry, I'm hearing myself echo in my ear, so it's kind of throwing me off.
Okay.
So maybe I will go back and count the rows.
Do you know how to do that, Gina? Or sometimes if you take a photo of it, we can count and kind of help you out there.
That's a good idea. I've never thought of that, where you can just like mark it off like that. I know that's one row, that's 2 rows. I think I know how to count it, but but you can, if you have a picture, you can definitely check it off and not get lost. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Carrie said that if you send her a picture, Gina, she'll count the rows for you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. She's my angel. Thank you.
So Ingrid said first time for her for reading a pattern without having a tutorial with it. So it is one of my challenges to myself for this year, reading a pattern without any visuals to help her. Great. Good for you, Ingrid.
Definitely.
That's huge.
I actually prefer the pattern. And then if there's a tutorial, if I have problems, then I can refer back to the tutorial, but I usually just go by the pattern. And of course, sometimes I alter it to whatever I feel like doing.
I'll have to follow the pattern when I get to the shoulder part or to the decrease part. But like I said, I basically looked at the outline of it and went, oh, I know what she's talking about here. Too much reading for me.
Well, until you get to those points there, you know, it's pretty much strictly straight crocheting back and forth. So, okay, Gina.
What you just said made me think of something. You know, the back for me is just I have one color. You know, I just have this blue purple color, and I noticed, like in Facebook, I know, and Ingrid, I think, made a comment, and there might be some others as well. Forgive me if I'm missing them, but jazzing up the front a little bit. Like people are talking about doing like some single crochet for a while, then maybe a double crochet for a while, then single crochet. And I was thinking of maybe trying that to see what it looks like, because I have a solid color. I don't have, you know, it's just a solid color, and I think it might jazz it up a little bit instead of, I mean, this is the back. I'm fine with that, but the front, I kind of want to look a little bit more special. Yeah. So I thought that was a really great idea that people were talking about in Facebook, and I wanted to mention that I am thinking about maybe doing that as well, because they shared it, and thank you for sharing it. And I think it will jazz up the front with my color being so just kind of solid and not kind of lying there a little bit.
You just then you'll really have to pay attention when you're going through, because your side seam won't be alike. So
Okay.
I'm going to suggest two things. One thing is, I'm going to take my earpiece out. I can't hear you. Okay, guys? Because I'm hearing myself feedback. So one thing would be that you're going to be just off center. So your rows are not going to match up, especially if you're doing double crochet and then you're going to do a row of single crochet. So they're going to be different. But this is one thing I thought of doing too myself, was actually adding in maybe an inch or two in the side seams. I don't know if you can see me here, down the side of another panel to put between the two, so that you can't notice also the difference in it. So working instead of up and down, maybe work this way, and then it will kind of blend in. So it will look intentional. I don't know if you get what are you getting what I'm
like a gusset,
referring
like
to?
adding a gusset. It's like adding a gusset.
Yeah.
For socks. Yeah. I wouldn't know how to do that though with crochet.
Well, you would just measure. You would do the exact same thing, Gina. You would measure from your armpit right down to the bottom of how far this is going to go. And then you would chain to be that long, and then do the same thing, the whole length back and forth for the whatever you decide on the thickness of it. So an inch or two, and then you would sew it, bind it together with the back side and then the front side. So you're kind of adding a side little seam, and then you're getting a little bit extra space also in your armpit area as well. So it'll be a little bit more roomier in there.
That's a great idea. I like that. Thank you for explaining that, because my brain wasn't wrapping around it. So
I was thinking of doing like a half double crochet or a single crochet for the chest area on the front, because I have on my second top, because my second top is double crochet, so it is a little open, and that way that area is covered. I don't have to worry about wearing like the same color bra, that, you know, skin tone, or if I got a different colored bra on underneath, it won't be as noticeable if I do the half double or the single crochet for that part. Okay, so I guess Linda left. I don't know which one that was, but Linda's a lot of people said bye to Linda.
Probably Linda Simpson, because she's so over in the UK. Probably.
Okay. And she must have snuck in. I didn't see her. I must have snuck in when my arrow was froze. Okay. Quilty Crocheter says you could add some beads as well. That is a thought that some of us have been pondering. Okay. Cynthia said that's a great idea. Ingrid said she agrees with Gina. My color is just the raw cotton color, like ecru. Just want to do something to give my garment a little life. It gets tedious after a while just doing half double, single, or double crochet the whole time. And Cynthia says it's a panel with as wide as you want. Yeah.
No, it's just like there's no saying that you have to have the one whole piece the same. You could have did 4 granny squares in the back, 4 granny squares in the front, added them all together, and then did the decreases in another color, did a side panel in another color, and did the trim. And I mean, I like funky, so that's really interesting to me.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a great idea. I mean, you could do the granny squares on that part there, what you're talking about. I like that. That would be cute. Really cute.
I thought of so many. That's the problem. Like I seen somebody in the group did the V-stitch, and I did a V-stitch blanket before, and I'm like, I'm going to do a shirt with that one day. But what I usually like to do is do the pattern up as suggested by the designer. As Jeannie says, do it up once, follow the instructions, do it a second time and do your interpretation, because once the numbers are there, you know exactly what to do, so you could make it your own. So that's exactly what I plan to do, is make one, and then I have notes in my notebook of all the different ideas that I've come up with out of this crazy noggin of mine, and to do more in different weight yarns, different colors, different designs, and even some with sleeves and a bit of a collar. And I even have one written down that is open, like a cardigan with a shawl type, what do you call that, trim around your chest.
Wow, that's amazing.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
we have Crafty Moo, aka Sarah. I hope I said your channel name right. She wants to add beads to the neckline and her sleeve cuffs. Great idea. Cynthia Crochet and More says, I am thinking of a cross stitch panel. Okay. Quilted Crocheter was thinking the same thing. Elise says adding beads slows you down. I don't know. I know that if you add the beads at the beginning, it's a long process. Okay.
you can add them as you go along.
Yeah.
But yeah, it will slow you down, but I love beads. I think they're worth it. But and then it just depends on how many you add too. If you just do like a smattering here, smattering there, not too bad. But if you bedazzle the whole front, yeah, that's going to take some work, you know.
Carrie says, I like that, Barb. Okay.
Me too. I love that idea, Barb. It's really good.
Ingrid, it is just wonderful.
Sorry,
Ingrid said, it's just wonderful you said that now. I wasn't sure if we all, oh, pardon me. I wasn't sure if we are allowed to do it. Thank you very much. Ingrid, you can make the pattern. Jeannie does the patterns to allow you to adjust it to the way you want to make it. All her patterns are done that way, and she loves to see how you made it for you. Okay. Distinctive Crochet says, I'm all in for adding my own touches. Okay. Barb said, absolutely, Ingrid. And you're welcome, Distinctive Crochet. Elise says, I add as I go. I've done that with knitting. I've added the beads after. Okay, Cynthia Crochet and More. Now I have done the pattern. I am making it my own. Yep, exactly. Robin S says, I've never added beads, so I have no clue how to do that. Maybe on the second one, I can do some research on how to do the beads. So there are different ways of adding the beads, as Gina would know. Go ahead, Gina.
Well, I'm going to let Barb speak first. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, Gina, that you have that video that you just did. Tells you everything you need to know about beading, because to add beads to your work, because I had no clue this was even a thing. And I watched it the other day and I was like, oh, I put it in my favorites. I sent it to myself in my email. Okay. I also copied and pasted into I send myself stuff on Facebook under my private to myself, just so I have it on my list. And I did that as well, because I've got beads here, and it's like, that's definitely something that's going to be on my list of things to definitely do this year. Thanks, Gina, for that. Everybody watch that video.
Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to say, I didn't really show how to do it in that video, but I do have a video in the description, or I think it's linked up above if you watch that video. I have a video on how you can, but also Lisa, Lady Bird Loves, has a video for crochet, but it's exactly the same thing for knitting. It's not that you have to do knitting or crochet on the method that I showed. You use a crochet hook to add the beads to your work. Yep. So it's, I'd be glad to put a link to it here in the chat if you guys give me a second to that video. If you want me to, that might be helpful. If I can do that. I don't know if I can.
I'll also add that link to in the description box for the replay, Gina.
Okay.
You can just email me the link and then I'll just add it.
Okay, that works better. I think instead of me trying to, I don't want to give any feedback here on our broadcast.
Okay.
Gina, can you add beads to this and somehow? Like maybe there's somebody out there wanting to add beads. I know there's one person adding, but is there any way that you can think of different, sorry, that's throwing me still. Think of ideas maybe around the neckline, maybe to add beads, or maybe I just want to add it. Is it possible to add it in my brim around the bottom, or maybe on my shoulder work, or is there places that you wouldn't recommend us putting beads if we were to put beads because of washing and things? I've never dealt with beads, so I don't know how that process works either.
Yeah, that's a really good question. There are things to consider because they are not the most comfortable thing. You know, I mean, like sometimes you can, if you have I have mostly shawls that have beads on them, and you can kind of put it around your shoulder and kind of whack yourself in the face. They do weigh your shirt down. So if you have a fabric that might be easily stretched, you may not want to put a lot of beads on them. But I think you can add little touches here and there. I was considering maybe adding beads to my neckline, just something, not a lot. You know, I wasn't going to do a whole bunch throughout the top or anything. I was going to kind of mix it up more with the different stitches, but you really can add them anywhere you want. But the consideration is the care of the beads. Can they be washed in the way that you're going to wash them? Because And what it depends on what type of bead you pick. There's so many. There are metallic beads, which I don't think would hold up well to washing. There's wooden beads, which I don't think would hold up very well. So you want to pick like a glass seed bead that would be easier to care for, but you are going to feel them. They're going to, not be comfortable. If you press up against something, you could feel it be a little uncomfortable. It might pull your garment out. So there are those kinds of things to consider, but you can put them anywhere you want to. It's just a matter of, will it be comfortable? It might stretch your fabric out? And is it going to be easy to take care of? So I would definitely consider those things, and I can look into that a little bit more. I was considering maybe putting them around my neck, just something small, because I've never made a top before with a crochet top, so I wasn't going to go too crazy and change it up too much. But I do think, around the edges of your sleeves would be really pretty. Just something to give it a little sparkle if that's what you want to do. Or you could put a big old, your initial on your chest if you want to do that too. Whatever you want to do, really. But definitely think about it before you get started. My tip was take a picture of it and then kind of figure out, play with it a little bit, so before you get going, so you have a plan before you start getting into it. I think it'll make it easier. If you're going to add at the bottom, that's easy. But if you're going to, do some type of design, you want to plan it out before you kind of get into it. So you know how many beads to buy, kind of where to place them. Because this isn't a pattern where most of my patterns I've used, the designers already kind of place the beads. When you're doing something that doesn't have it all spelled out, you need to plan it out before you get going on it. So take a little time if you want to try something like that. I encourage you to try something like that. If you don't like it, you can always just rip it out. You don't have to leave it in there. That's the beauty of creating it yourself. And then no worse for the wear. You just set them aside and use them for another project if they don't work for this one. Did I answer all our questions? Did you may have any questions? I don't know. I can't see.
Is there a such thing as too big of a bead? Like I know you had recommended for DK a certain size and a certain size for fingering of bead, but I have some beads that have a larger size hole. Is it because the reason I would want to use those beads would be because of the design that they have on them, so they stand out? Would there be something too bulky of a weight of bead, or would I have to just incorporate that later, maybe with using like a lobster clasp and just use it as a stitch marker, maybe on the shirt or something?
I think you could try it. I mean, I think if you're considering something that's a bigger bead, maybe more weight to it, why not try it with a swatch and just see what it might do? And before you then, come back later, rip it apart, use it if you like it. But there are some beads that are heavy, they have a bigger hole. That's kind of why I stick with the smaller beads. And then, but then you run into the problem that with your yarn, because not all of those smaller beads will fit the yarns. You kind of have a stopping point at like a worsted weight, where like a size 5/0 will fit a worsted weight, as long as it's a thinner worsted weight, not like a big old chunky Aran worsted weight. But those bigger beads will fit that. But then again, you have to think about the weight of them and the care of them. Will it work with your yarn? So again, the planning part of it is important. But yeah, it can weight your project down. So you may not want to put, a whole bunch of them. You have to kind of think about that. I hope that it helps.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Lucky 3. Welcome to our live.
Oh.
So the beads seem to be going over pretty good. It'd be nice to see how people incorporate the beads into their work. Myself, I was thinking of putting it on one of my shoulders.
Be pretty.
But that's still up in the air. Doing it on my second top, obviously. I do have some clear beads to use. So it depends on how noticeable the beads would be. So I have to play around with that. Lisa intends to bead the bottom and the sleeves.
That sounds awesome.
And Cynthia has never done beads before. My first bead work was a knitted hat that I was doing for a knit along or make along. Well, it was a knit along, yeah. And that was the first time that I used beads into my work. So it was interesting and it turned out really nice.
I love them. For certain projects, they really add a lot to it. It's just, I think if you're going to put them on the bottom, something you need to think about, you maybe put it on the front, maybe not on the back, because if you sit on them, it might be a little uncomfortable. But it also depends on where your top falls. Like me, I make a longer top, but if it's up above your bum, then you won't have that problem. It'll be, at your waist. So just another thing to think about. Again, it's all part of the planning process.
So Ingrid says she used Line brand Shawl in the Ball Fab for her poncho that she made with the beads. And she used a 4mm bead and a 0.60 millimeter hook to pull the yarn through the beads. And it works very well. Robin says, I wouldn't want beads under my arms. No, me either. I think that would drive you crazy, yeah. Of what about and Cynthia asked about what we think about adding fringes to the top. That would be quite interesting, I think.
Give it a boho look. Yeah.
Maybe my one that I'll make with the granny squares will have some fringe on it. Maybe even a couple tassels.
I think that would be kind of cool. I don't think I could do it with this yarn. Can you guys see my yarn? Where's my camera? Can you see how it's real splitty? Maybe I come back. It's the threads are coming apart already.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to fringe it without it. You know, I think it would fray for my yarn, not everybody's yarn, but I don't think I could do it with that.
If you do a fringe with that, you could brush it, and that way it'd come out like, or comb it. Give me a second.
Also fray stop. There's fray stop you can also brush on. You could get it, and it's a liquid, and you could just dab it on the ends, and it's called actually Fray Stop, the brand. And the only problem with it is it kind of feels a little hardish after it's done, but you could throw it through the wash and it'll stay on there.
Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of things here. I brushed these. Oh, that's not what I want. How do I get there now? Okay, here. So this one, I combed this one out.
That's so cute.
So you could get that kind of effect. Or I have this one here. This one, what I did was, it was a little tedious, but I actually pulled the strands apart.
He is so cute.
I did that with the Trolls doll. Remember the Trolls hat?
Yeah.
That's the same idea, having to do all that.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. That's good tips. I think it would look pretty with fringe.
That's a really good idea. I mean, I wouldn't have thought of that either. But that's the nice thing about doing the crochet along and people posting and discussing ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
I made myself a niece one time a shawl, and it had band, and it had fringe on it. It had tassels. It had, I used stitch markers, just put them kind of randomly. I had even braided some different colored yarns and attached them random places, and she just freaked out. She just loved it because it's something that nobody else has. Like, it's just so unique and out there, and totally like her as well. So gotta love when people love something, like when you make something like that and they really enjoy it.
Definitely. That's the interesting thing about this pattern is I think we're going to all have a different looking top at the end of it, but it's one pattern. But the yarns and the creativity it allows you to put into it can come up with something totally different. I mean, I'm excited to see your top, Barb.
Thanks.
See what you do. Sounds awesome. And everybody's is looking different, so it's cool.
Okay, Robin asked if you could put beads at the bottom of fringe.
I've never done it. You would probably have to knot it at the bottom just so that the bead would stay on there. You know, I don't see why you couldn't, but I think you would have to put a knot underneath it to make it stay. It's my thought, my original thought.
I actually did it in my niece's shawl that I told you about. So all I did was I knotted the kind of yarn or the kind of bead that I had used, I knotted on top, and then the bead kind of cradled inside the knot, and I left the knot up there and cut as short as I could on the knotted part, and the bead just sat there. So she had like about 2 different beads on each bottom of each fringe.
Aw, that sounds nice.
And on the top.
Wow.
I've only seen that done. I haven't done it myself.
It's a unique look. Like, it's not for everyone.
Oh, did we lose Barb?
I think so. I think she froze.
She froze again. Yeah, I've only seen it done. I have done fringes myself on a project, but I haven't put beads on them. So Ingrid agrees. She says a cowl like this is so encouraging. Everyone helping everyone and being so friendly gives one a sense of belonging. Yep. Okay, Barb's back. Welcome back, Barb.
I was just saying that I think when I cut out that everybody, it's not for everybody, funky things, but you know, some people like out of the box type things, and that's this girl right here. I like different things. So yeah, and it's not for everybody, and I understand that.
Yeah.
And sorry about my internet.
It happens, right?
We can't help it, and none of us can help that. That's the way it is.
We just have to adapt and go with the flow.
I heard you the whole time.
At least you got back on quickly, and that was good.
I'm glad I managed to get mine fixed.
Yeah, that's good.
Because it's like, oh, that was, I was dreading that. It's like, oh my God, I can't end the broadcast. I can't see any of the comments. I can't make the screens change. I have enough problems getting logged into the lives.
So if you ladies can remind me, the next time we meet is on Monday, right? Monday,
right.
The
Where's my book? Oops.
I have to go to the next month. The 7th of June.
Let's see where I have it written down. The 7th of June.
And is that supposed to be am I hosting that one, or are you hosting that one?
We have you hosting that one.
Okay.
But we can discuss that because you might still have your other issue. So
yeah, my laptop.
Out. Yeah.
That sounds good. Just everybody I don't care if everybody knows, my laptop died. I had a new laptop for doing lives. It died like 1 week after work. I know. We don't see her. Wonder if she can still hear us. But I did lose my laptop, so if we may have to shift the schedule a little bit, just keep your eyes open for the notices.
Yeah,
I know they're working on it. But it's they say they're up to 30 days, so I may have to get a new laptop from somebody else.
Well, yeah, you know my opinion on that subject, so. Okay.
Let's see, is there anything, have we missed anything? We missed any comments?
Oh, Barb says she's still off.
Oh man.
Well, at least she can comment. So obviously she must hear it. So Teresa says she loves this cowl. Everyone's so helpful and friendly. Thanks everyone. You 3 are great. Love you girls. Well, thank you, Teresa. As you know, this is all our first collaboration and our first crochet along that we've hosted. So we hope that everybody is enjoying it. And please share it out. We'd love to have more people join. Like you said, there is a link. It is a lengthy crochet along, so people do have time to start and complete their projects, or at least get it half done anyways.
Right. And I mean, there's, you know, people who will make one top. There might be people who make more than one top, and we all go at our own pace and just have fun with it. You know, everybody has, you know, things that come up in the summer, so we wanted to make sure everybody had plenty of time to get it done. And I think when Lorraine, remind me later when you were all talking that I had about making more than one top, because I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah, I think Julie Woolley is actually on her third top, I think, if I'm not correct. But
that's amazing.
I know she's definitely finished the first one and was working on the second one, but I think she might have posted that she was started a third one, but I'm not sure. And Barb doesn't have no clue on how long it'll be.
Barb.
Yeah.
Well, my question was that we should consider is like if they make more than one top, should they get like another entry in the thing?
Right. We did discuss that, the three of us. So Barb is in agreement. We had said that anybody who posted their picture, progress of their picture has one entry into the final drawing, and anyone who has their project at least half done will get a bonus 2 extra entries. And anyone who has completed and posted the picture of a completed their completed project will get an extra 5 bonus entries. I think that's what I said. Is that correct? Does that sound right?
Sounds right. I didn't know about the 5 one. I'll have to write that down.
Okay.
Just for remind me, ladies, next time what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my 4G instead of using my Wi-Fi. And because I'm actually on my phone hotspot, so I'm not relying on my internet, so that I'm using my cell phone internet, and I linked it to my iPad for the chat and for where my video is, because I was like, oh my gosh, it's still not on, and there must be a way. And then I'm like, oh yes, I could make my phone. My brother taught me how to do it. So
hotspot.
Perfect. Yeah. So I'm glad I know how to do that.
Okay. So Carrie said, this is directed to Gina. Do you need me to call them? I'll get that laptop back. LOL.
Oh yes, please. I'll get with you after this. You're my bulldog lawyer. Yes, definitely. I need your help.
Okay, and Sarah at Crafty Mo or Moo. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but she said she's loving this, Cal. Hope there will be more. We haven't discussed that. We've just kind of mentioned it once or twice, but have not discussed it any further. So there is possibility and possibility. Ingrid said to Teresa Burke and Cynthia Crochet Moore, I wholeheartedly agree. Teresa says, great Ingrid, this is my first also. Cynthia, y'all are generous, and for all those that are in for the first time, I can try to help too. That's great. It's really great that people are trying to help other people. That is very, very nice. Carrie said, mine legs with my son's school. So she must have her son doing homeschooling. Okay. Bev from Ditmore Knittery, best to all. Take care. See you soon. Thanks, Bev, for joining. Glad to see you, and we'll see you again soon. And Crafty Moo, aka Sarah, said I had it right. Good. As in moo, as cow. So that's nice to know. Anybody who has to say her channel name will know now. Distinctive Crochet says she agrees. Great cow, ladies. Thank you.
Thanks, Priscilla.
Distinctive Crochet. Have a great day, Bev. So, yeah. So that's nice. So we've been on the live for an hour and 25 minutes. Does anybody else have anything else they want to say before we wrap up?
Just so everybody knows, I didn't realize this the last time we did a live. If you're watching after this is over, the live, the chat comes on 24 hours after the live happened. So Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the chat should show up on the chat bar as everyone has chatted along the side, so you know what the others are saying as well as what we're saying in the video. So I never knew that before. So just in case somebody didn't know, you just tap on your video and there will be a little box that looks like a little chat thing, and you just tap on that and the chat will come up for you.
Oh, good to know, because I didn't know that either.
Mm-hmm. I look back at all the comments that we kind of missed because we just had so much information last week to share that we couldn't sit and just crochet along, right? So we were all just saying everything we had to say the first week. So I went back and I had looked at everybody, what everybody was chatting about and talking about. And yeah.
Okay, so Cynthia's going. Have a good day, Cynthia. Thanks for joining us. And Asa as well. She needs to sleep before she goes into the office tomorrow.
Good night, Asa.
Yeah, have a good sleep, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us. And Cynthia says it's been nice. Thank you. Okay. So are there any other comments that anybody wants to share?
It's like a nice knit night, and you know, you're having your favorite drink from wherever, you've got your snack, you got your comfy chair, and you got all your fiber friends, and everybody's just sitting around, and you could fit everybody in the same little room. So it's just wonderful, and everybody can share their thoughts. And it doesn't, like I shared in the 1CALCOLAB Facebook group, you don't even have to be working on this particular item. If you're done and you want to just join us for lives and chat and about anything, you could be knitting, you could be cross stitching, you could be baking cookies, and just chat along. It's always nice to chat along with like-minded people.
Exactly.
Well said.
Okay, so it looks like people are saying bye to each other.
Awesome.
Okay, so it's 8:30 in the UK in the evening. Thanks, Sarah. Have a good evening. Okay, Teresa says, y'all have a great day. Happy crocheting. See you soon. Ingrid, just want to say thank you to you, Lorraine, Gina, and Barb. You're great. And to everyone in the chat, being lovely. Take care, everyone. Much love and blessings to all from South Africa.
Oh, wow.
Robin says, bye. See you next time.
Lorraine, maybe we should bring up where we will be. They can find us and on the next date.
We did that while you weren't on the screen.
Well,
it is
my memory.
it is the 7th, Monday, the 7th of June.
Okay.
And we have Gina scheduled, but if there is any change, it will be posted in the Facebook group. Okay, and so just keep an eye out, and hopefully YouTube will post the reminders as well. Go ahead. Go ahead,
And
Gina.
if you are subscribed to each one of our channels, which hopefully you are, you should get a notice from whoever is going to be putting the meeting together. Like if it's going to be with Lorraine, or if it's going to be with me, or if Barb, you know, you should get the meeting notice a few days in advance to see where you need to show up. So as well.
Could I ask something there, Lorraine? The next time we do the draw, can we make sure with each other that that person is indeed subscribed to each of our channels?
Okay.
Because I know Brianna is on mine. Did you check that? Okay. All right.
We did check that. Gina checked hers. On our spreadsheet, there is a spot there that we used. We put the date that they posted their photo and whether they're subscribed to our channels.
Now, can you let them know how that works? Can Brianna, is she still in for any other, like if they win once, are they still in for any other draws?
Yes.
Or how does that go about working, so people know that? They might have had that question as well.
Right. Once they post their picture of their progress on the Facebook group or send us the email, they are eligible for all the drawings since that picture was posted. Okay. So if you didn't get a picture, your picture posted for this first draw, but you did put your picture in, you are eligible for the next draw and all the concurrent drawings. Okay.
And the more you do, the more you get, right? The more you the further you get along and the more pictures you post, the more you get.
Once they post a picture where it's like half done or 3/4 done or 3/4 done or half or completed, then they get the extra bonuses.
Right. Okay.
Not every single time, because people will be posting every day and have like 30 entries, right?
No.
It's just those. Yeah.
And
those time points.
The extra bonus entries are only for the final draw.
Oh, okay.
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 Okay, so Ingrid said, just want to say thank you to you. I think I read that one. Yes, I did. Okay. Robin said, bye everyone. See you next time. Carrie said, plus you girls rock. Distinctive Crochets. Not sure if you saw earlier, but I was sharing that I blocked before I seam. Also, I single crochet border around the edges for a cleaner look.
Ooh, nice.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Thank you, Priscilla. I like that idea a lot. Thank you for letting me know about that.
As I'm thinking people's ideas.
She's a crochet wearable person. She makes a lot of wearables on her channel. So, and they look beautiful. So, and I appreciate that tip. That makes me want to do that. So, I just know that the reason why I even thought about it is I made a garment one time where, wasn't a garment. This is the first garment I ever made, but it was two-sided. It was like it had a top and a bottom, and to block it was not easy. It was, I had it, the top and the bottom, and it was just not easy. So I was trying to figure out, I put it over a bowl eventually. And that's why I was just trying to figure out, it would be better just to do each piece separately, because doing it after, I'm going to have the top and the bottom together. And I overthink things all the time. So that's why my brain even questioned that.
So you'll also have to use a measuring tape when you block both pieces to make sure that they are exactly the same.
I think the idea with the single crochet for you would be really, especially if you're doing that different stitch on the front, so that when you're doing the single crochets down each side, that you can then make sure you have the same amount of single crochets on the front and the back side, and then you could match those up to easily sew them together. Or
that's a great idea. Yeah.
Together. So that way you're right on, instead of doing that panel and that gives it a little bit of definition between, so that you're not kind of noticing the difference from the front stitches to the back stitches probably either.
I love that idea. Yeah, I really do. because I've got the wonky edges.
Well, you think they're wonky. They don't look bad to me.
No, me neither. I don't see a problem.
Okay. So I think that's about it. Distinctive Crochet says, yes, Barb, also 2 single crochets usually fit into the side of 1 double.
Mm-hmm. And
Good
for
tips.
half double, if you're doing 2 rows of half double crochet is 3 single crochets down the side. And then of course 1 for every single crochet row. So do you understand what I'm, so say you have, you're doing all half double crochet rows. When you go to do single crochet down the side, for every 2 rows of half double, you would put 3 single crochets in those 2 rows.
That's if you're adding the panel, right?
That's if she's doing the single crochet row on the sides.
On the edge before you.
On the edge,
yeah.
Sorry, yes. And double crochet, like they said, there's 4, and then 3, and then there would be just 2 if you were doing single crochet rows, 1 for each single crochet row. But yeah, I've did a lot of that where I've had to do lots of blanket work where I do a border, and I always do the single crochet row first, no matter if the pattern calls for it or not. That way I know that I'm getting the exact count on both sides.
Oh, I love that tip. That's good. I like that a lot.
Okay, so I guess we're at 1 hour, 36 minutes. So I guess we'll end this broadcast and hope to see you again next time, Monday, June 7th, hopefully at Gina's channel, but be on the lookout to see who's doing the live. Okay, thanks everyone for joining. Okay.
Yeah, thank you all for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for sharing all your wonderful tips. It's been really helpful for me. You guys too, Barb and Lorraine, thank you. And I appreciate the hand holding very much. So thank you.